praying is coming. Because praying this, build your faith up to for withstand the time. Even the Yahushua went and prayed in the garden of Gethsemane. Right? He prayed to Yahushua. And going back to the point, when the mother of the son of Zebedee is going to ask Yahushua if she son could sit one on the left and one on the right, Yahushua said, listen, hey, this is not in me power. But know for sure that they will pass through the persecution. And likewise, all the elect, we will go through the persecution. So he was telling Shay, don't worry which side they're going to sit on, but worry that they got to go through the persecution, and we all got to go through it. Just as the scripture says in 2nd Ezra, fire on one side and water on the other side. A straight and narrow path that only one man could pass at a time. I could see you going off, and I could correct you, and I could try to build you up. But you as an individual,
you gotta believe.
Got to want it for yourself.
You gotta have faith.
Yeah. You gotta be persuaded in your own mind that hey, these scriptures is faithful and true, and these things will happen. And if you don't prepare your mind for lay your life down, knowing that Yahweh Bashim Yoshai could pick it back up, it can be a hard thing for you.
It's like slap you quickly. It's like seeing, telling a man, hey, this say that you're doing is wrong, or this doing is not acceptable. All right, but he could say, yeah, all right, Salakia. Right? Here, Salakia is not sincere. Why is not sincere? Because in the back of his head, he just appease you for saying, hey, Salakia for the wrongdoing. But you will show you in scripture that, hey, this is wrong. And the man himself going to be thinking, are you really and truly? I don't think I wrong.
Yeah. You
understand? This should show that he's not convinced, and believe, in what's written. You understand? Because at the end of the day, he can destroy himself saying, Salakia. But to the man, but really and truly, when it comes to the spirit, he's like, why I'm gonna leave it though. But just for Pete's reign, or for I survive a little more long in this congregation. Hey, let me tell them what they like here.
Tell them what they want for here.
What they want for here.
Such a man in Mosai will put to death.
Yeah.
Because we doing too is he tempting Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Knowing that you wrong and still playing that you right. When the prophet went to David and he explained to David, hey, such a man do so, king, what should happen to such a man? David first forward, hey, such a man should be put to death on the spot. But when he realized that, hey, the prophet say, thou art the man, he say, hey, right away we do. He called out to Yahweh Bashim Yoshai and asked the Mosai for forgiveness and mercy.
Yeah, they in itself also is a representation of Israel too. Because Israel went out for commit adultery with the Lord. Yet still all Israel should have been Jeremiah chapter 2. They say if a woman committed adultery, she greatly polluted. But yet still Israel, the Mosai still showed mercy. But chiefly the elect. Right? Because really and truly, without Yahweh Shai, we wouldn't even be existing. Right? And Tochimako, the point of what Shai was saying, is that a sacrifice on a sacrifice, if you understand what I mean. Meaning, you acknowledge this sacrifice, but what is your sacrifice to this we are doing right now?
Yeah.
Right? Is it a man pleaser? Or by if I show up to this sacrifice by these men ain't gonna put me up, boy. Your man gonna start cuss me out. Is it that you acknowledge that what Yahweh Shai did for us? Right? The time and the season, the greatness Yahweh Shai put forward for us? Or is it just Boy, there was some man there, boy, the man got knowledge, the man got this understanding, boy. I could deal with these men, saved by association.
Yep. Continue, you finish up?
Yeah.
Yeah, continue in Timothy. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived.
Exactly. Because he can be deceived because he continuing telling people that, hey, you know, he get it and he is for it. This thing is not. You know, and you're going to wax worse and worse until where you fall out.
Yeah.
Or even up to the time of destruction just to hear that, hey, I never know you. You understand?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so more.
It says, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned.
Which you have learned. We much talk unto you. How you could know these things? Let some man guide you. You know, by the spirit and power of Yahweh, shall the anointing land upon the elders of Great Millstone to teach 100% truth. You know, and these are the men you're supposed to follow and learn from. You know, but you gotta be wholeheartedly. Like for instance, get a man they say, hey, I believe in what the elders and the apostles teach, but the great doctrine. You understand? They're sitting with you. You know,
Eating unworthily.
you understand? So what do you a part of this thing? You know, even when we doing live and preaching, you know, there's always a scarf on the comment. You know? So why are you compelled to still be here and listen? To call us false prophet?
Yeah.
Right? Why you still there? You understand? You come because of your damnation. Because there's no cloak for your sin. Because instead of choose to adhering to the word of Yahweh, you choose to make yourself a son. You understand? That destruction coming upon you.
It says, continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of,
Sure.
knowing of whom thou hast learned them.
Exactly. You know, these things have been assured.
Yep. Hey, and the apostles and elders is a great example. You know, because it said continue in the things which thou have learned and know from whom thou hast learned them. Because hey, these men didn't just teach us and go back into the world doing their own thing. These men continue in the things which they have taught us to.
Yeah, that too as well.
You know, these men on fire